Employers and industry groups are warning of price increases in response to the Fair Work Commission's decision yesterday to raise the minimum wage by 5.2%. The Prime Minister and the ACTU welcomed the $40 per week increase as a means of protecting the real value of wages, but industry groups say it's merely adding fuel to the inflation fire. Fair Work has moved to mitigate the increase by granting lower rises to 2 million employees, on higher award rates. The new national minimum will come into effect from July. Joining me live now is the owner of the Appetite 5 Cafe, Phillip Salhab. Phillip, good morning to you. So, with respect to this rise of 5.2% for the minimum wage, can you afford it?
Short answer is no. Whilst we accept the increase in the minimum wage, obviously for our team and for those who are on the minimum wage to keep up with cost of living pressures, we as a business cannot afford it, especially when we are already offering higher than minimum wage to fulfill the positions that we're trying to fulfill. For example, we're looking for a kitchen hand. We're offering already above minimum wage, but other venues in our industry offering $40 more. That's the going rate at the moment, and we can't offer that.
So there's a bit of a price war at the moment when it comes to, attracting staff, and the staff ultimately end up being the winners here.
Oh, most certainly, putting us up against each other, going from interview to trial, telling us what they've been offered and getting us to hopefully match or beat it, and we just cannot do it. Right. We cannot survive on that. And long term, will we be able to open? Probably not at this point. So
how much higher, I'll get your thoughts on that in just a second, but how much higher are people having to go? Are you having to go?
We are offering probably 20% more already than the minimum wage, but we are being asked to pay at least $42 an hour.
Wow.
Depending on what the role is.
So you just mentioned there, are you going to be able to stay open?
No. At this point, no. It will be a lot easier for us to close. The only thing that keeps us going is obviously the good team that we have behind us. There's 15 of us, not including myself and my business partner, and they are the reason that we keep going every day. But there's only so much the public want to pay for a bacon and egg roll. We have to also take into consideration the cost of coffee going up, all our food and dairy going up, our bread going up, and now we have to also take into consideration staff wages. At the end of the day, it's a business. We're here to make money. Our profit margin every day gets smaller and smaller, and I really question why. If at the end of the day there's nothing to take home for ourselves, then why?
So this was the final nail in the coffin. It's not just the rise in the minimum wage yesterday. It's a whole bunch of factors which has brought you to the conclusion that it's just going to be easier to shut it all down.
Absolutely. I mean, I appreciate they're going to give us to October 1st, but what guarantees by October 1st that everything will be back to normal? We've got Metro going next to us, so our community is, or lack of parking at the moment contributes to it being hard. There are so many cons opposed to pros at the moment, and I just question it every day.
So how much, you spoke about how much you're going to have to pass on these added costs to consumers. How much of an increase are you seeing? Are you going to have to, charge someone for a coffee or a bacon and egg roll?
And that's the thing, my business partner and I, we are here for the community. If it wasn't for the community, we probably wouldn't still be here. We only opened 6 weeks before the first lockdown in 2020. And they're the ones who got us through every single hurdle. And as a consumer myself, I can't justify paying more than $13.50 for a bacon and egg roll. So the first thing to go for the community is all the extra activities or the extra dining, which will be us. I can't justify it.
Just a final one here, Phillip. How are you holding up then with all of these cost pressures?
Save your tears for the pillow.
What did you say, sorry?
Save your tears for the pillow. I mean...
Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. I feel you, Phillip. I tell you what, folks, if you are near the Appetite and 5 Dock today, do your best to help out. Get yourself a bacon and egg roll. How good is it? Just how good is your bacon and egg roll, Phillip?
The best in 5 Dock.
Our thoughts are with you, Phillip. Hang in there. And I appreciate your time and opening up for us this morning. We'll talk to you again soon. That's an example of how hard small business is doing it, folks, right there from Phillip.